Good morning. Wednesday, August 4th, is 0900 hours, 53 minutes. Good morning, Grand Rising, Great Rising. You came out of your slumber. You are back here today for another day to right some wrongs in the manner of such as you being a better person, to start a new day, to do things that you ain't have a chance to do the day before, to mend, to bring back some relationships together, and just overall, first with yourself, get yourself situated and together. Just want to speak on different little topics and subjects about, of course, you know me, about African descendant men that's in America. And what is our background? You're still learning. A lot of us don't know. I'm 5 generations in of knowing. But it still is to no avail, because the farthest I can date back is, and family don't have a lot of information. And I don't feel as that information is solely dependent on if I go to one of those, what is this, 22 and something.com, or how you get to Ancestry. I still feel as that's not no help, because when I do those, I need to know all the information, and I'll get no results. So I'm still learning who I am. But I know for sure, if anything, I know who I am now. I know my purpose, my mission, and I'm getting in my position. And then I don't have to know too much about my 8, 9, 10 generations ago. I know information that I have in our generation. We are so divided. We are so separated. And we have marriages. And we have marriages that stood from the beginning of their relationship when they met as a teenager or in their 20s and stayed married. My family I reside in, that's why it's so hard for me to talk about a lot of things. Or many things that everybody talk about, how we hate our skin color based on light and dark. We don't have that. How the women have to look a certain way with the blonde hair, we don't have that. They're not naked. We don't have and I can truly honestly say, okay, everybody has one, but many families have like multiple. Like the women in our family are not women that's walking around saying do anything you want. They understand that, and this is the thing I don't understand about women. And this is why it's hard for me to understand everybody. And that's why they say in the world of social media that everybody don't experience what you experience. I don't experience a lot of things what you experience. I talk about them because then I meet people and I look at them and say, is you really that trigger? Is that really such a bother that you're going to allow whatever it is to destroy your life? That matters that much. You're going to allow that to destroy your life. I don't want to sit in prison. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to get even. I don't care about my best revenge is my success. I just want to be successful. I'm working on that. I don't care about all of that, them things that everybody's doing. I don't care about everybody's status quo. I don't care what she have. I don't care what he have. I don't care if I don't have it or never have it. I don't care. I don't care if that don't happen. That's how I feel. But I talk about these things because it's things I hear everybody else talking about. Like, just talk about how to love our family. I hear people say, I can't love them no more. They did this and that. But the one thing I see is nobody never talk about what they do. It's like, I did wrong. I lied to her just to get away from her. I can say that. I'm not ashamed. I'm not gonna feel oh, I'm going to hell or some bad way. Like, no, I want to tell her I ain't got no information after I told her that. She deleted everything. So I can't say it to her face, but I can say it over the airwaves. Maybe this will reach her. They know how you say which is true, when you speak on somebody, they call you. So if I hear from somebody in a long time, they didn't know, because I call people. I call I cycle my phone numbers. If I have your number, I cycle through and say, okay, I call this many people. I call this person. If I don't feel like talking today, I'll wait. If I'm just sitting around, if I'm at waiting on my bus, transportation, or Uber. Or something. Let me text this person while I'm in. Let me call that person. Let me text this. Let me email. Let me say, hey, I'm alive. Oh, I ran into you. Okay, what's your number? And I put you in a cycle. I don't have no problem. I don't have no problem that no one won't call me first. I don't have that. I don't have this problem of I have to be jealous of you. I have seen men be jealous of me and even told me. And they the ones that got the wife. They got the children. They're married. What are you jealous of me about? I don't have that. Women don't even approach women. They approach me, but it's more sexual. I don't have the woman saying, let's get married. I don't have the woman catering to me as these dudes do. But they jealous of me for some reason. And then came into retrospect, I get looked up upon. Whether you might not think of somebody looking up to you. The young men that's you only 5 or 4 years older than, and you maybe thought was 10 years or 12 years older because the way y'all sizing is, no. You say you made it. You might think you made it. So we got all these destructions of poison and toxic, all these terminologies we use too on social media. I don't use those words out of social media. I don't even use them on social media. If they're going to say, oh, you a simp, I say, well, they used to call a square, L7. I mean, you was corny. You was corny because you ain't do nothing. It didn't get so deep as when people say, oh, you a simp. That mean, then you changing the word around, trying to make the word a new meaning. And I tell people, I'm not going to make a word a new meaning. That's not what it means. I'm going to go I'm a type of logical person. I'm a very, very logical. I need the understanding. If I can't get understanding, I can't get behind it. And if I'm not getting behind it, I don't vouch for it. So there's plenty of things I don't talk about. I don't even use people's names because there's no reason, because I don't do that. But if you're going to call me a name, make sure that you're not, that persona of that name is not upon you. So if you're going to call me a garbage, don't let somebody catch you checking through the garbage. You're going to call a man a broke man, but you asking men for money, or you getting with men that have children that can't support them. He can't. If a man had 5 children and 4 baby mothers, he can't support those children the way because they're in 4 different households. He's not disciplining them. He's getting 4 different chastisement. So every time he can't really discipline because he's not there. He don't have. Now I can say that. That's truly not enough time in the day. If you in 5 different, so what's saying where these live? That's like one live out of state. That's like one live across town. So you could go pick them all up, but in reality, you gotta take them back to the lone woman because it's not possible to take care of all those 5 children by himself. He need those women. So the only thing that you can do is live in the same house, but we don't do that. We talk about the other type of relationships, the gamies, but are we really willing to do that? Are them people willing to do that? I don't know. I don't go through that. And I can truly say now, and people see it, it seems as I look and feel happy. I had a dude come up to me and say, man, I feel your energy. That's some good energy. And you might say through the computer some words or things, and I say, did you read the whole comment? Did you listen to everything that person said? Did you listen to what I said? I try to listen to everything. That's why I ask questions. If you see my comments, it's a question. Or it's a form of something. After you said a word, I said, this is what I thought of it. Or this is what I seen. And from what I seen, it's not too great. We're not too great upon each other. We don't treat each other good. I'm good. I don't have to do a lot of things. But I want to get information out to help people. I want to say, tap into your spirituality. What's in there? What power that you have that they told you didn't have? For me, I don't have no religion affiliation because I can't hear something telling me I'm less than tell me I'm great, only do that. But that same thing made me less than. So it's as there's slavery, but the guy that's going to get me out of slavery put me in slavery. Huh? What? That makes no sense. Hold on. The thing that put you in slavery is going to get you out of slavery. How? That's why I say the things. I went by that by just watching. There's so many. You get taxed on everything you do. You can't collect rainwater in your backyard. You get fined. They find out. If you have a person in your home and they ain't asking for a certain rent, they find out. They want to send you to jail. Okay, you cheating. I can see if you asking for assistance, you gotta abide by their rules. But if I'm doing my own life, I gotta abide by their rules doing my own life. Think about that. Nobody thinks. I don't have to follow their rules. But if you want somebody to follow the rules, you gotta find that person. And if you're not looking, they say women not looking for us. Well, don't look for them. It's easy. It's to me it's just that simple. Don't matter how much love is in your heart. Cause I know, man. You want to be loved. You want to give your love you have. But if no woman don't want that, you can't force that. You gotta learn how to be okay. You gotta challenge yourself. Go take yourself out. Go splurge on spend on yourself. You got $200. Don't be looking to give it to somebody. Look to see how you can invest that money back into who you are, to make you better, to make your life better. Don't people not thinking about you? Brothers, we all know that. We know that by now. They're not thinking about us. They say women not thinking about us. Okay, cool. But them the same ones that's going to cry 5 years from now. Or, I learned this. I chose the woman I wanted to be with. She precedes me. And we didn't want to be with each other no more. We made that decision. Now, however it ended, it's between those two people. But it's not your fault. It's not your fault for someone's past actions. But if they're using past actions to throw on you, you have the right to call it out. Is right? Am I right? Am I wrong or am I right? Think about that. Challenge yourself. Challenge that person. Ask that person that. Am I wrong? I'm going to challenge on you. Why are you making me feel as I done that to you? I done nothing to you. All I did was try to love you. If me showing my interest in you is a certain type of name that make me sing less, then that's stupid. But if me showing my interest and my gratitude is not enough to suffice to see that I care about you and I want to be with you, and that's not received, man, then what are you doing with that woman? And one thing I say too, don't force yourself into relationships. If I want to date out my race, I notice I got to go force myself. If I want to date in my race sometime, I got to force myself. So if I'm forcing myself either way, I'm not going to make a stipulation or what's the word? When you got to have the same things. I'm not going to use the requirement or standards. I'm not going to make a whole different way. I don't say way for me to be with an African descendant American woman or to be with a Puerto Rican woman, a white one. I'm not going to make no different stipulations. The same stipulations. I'm not doing that. I'm not being with crazy. I'm not allowing nakedness. My mother wasn't that way. Yes, she should know how to sew. She should know how to cook. She should know how to do things. If I can do all these things by living by myself, why can't she do that? I don't care what type of money she make. If she's been single for 10 years, because she just been dating and being in short-term relationships or relations, or she just have relations, why don't she know how to cook a meal? Why can't she make biscuit from scratch or pancakes? Why can't she do things that's going to help her family if she's going to get married? Why is it a hassle to say, well, if I work a 9 to 5, yes, some days you might just have to say, you got to suck it up, because that energy transfers. See, we don't talk about that enough. We forget about chemistry and compatibility. But then when we do, we add in things that have nothing to do with affection, love, sympathy, compassion. We just say that money, show me where money lies. Because even that word lies, that's the word I was thinking of, lies. L-I-E or L-Y or L-A-Y, lies. Do it lies in that? Tell me where money, income, finances, his career or profession having to do with love, compassion, and affection. And it was another word I used. But if you need one of those 3 words or the 4 or 5 words, and you got to include money, so my money determines how much love you're going to give me. My money determines how much compassion you're gonna have for me, and sympathy, and then love. How your expression towards me. My money determines your reciprocation. You gotta check who you are. Both ways, man or a woman. If a degree don't determine nothing. I know we say this a lot. A woman having the degree don't even no. There's no recollection of anything in my mind when a woman say, "Who are you?" I have a bachelor's degree in medical science. I said, okay, what else? I travel around the world. I'm thinking in my mind, and I'm saying to her, what does that have to do with you? Who are you? And I don't give them words. So if I want to meet a woman, and I tell women this, if you're family oriented, don't tell a man you family oriented. The biggest deceivers is a person that know all your information. I'm not going to give you no information to use against me. I'm going to say, what happened to the day when you earn? Okay, I can tell you I'm humorous. I love basketball. But if you're going to bring up basketball, you know how to play it. Don't bring it up and you don't understand it. I'm going to say, what's the point of that? I tell a woman I love art, but I don't know the names. And I say, this is why I love art. It's an expression. And when you look at it, you can see the person in it. You can see where they're going to. I may not know the name. I may not be the Michelangelo. I may not say Boucher or however you say these French people name. I may not know the atmosphere. But I can tell you, I can feel the spirit. I can feel that person's soul in their painting. I can feel it in their heart. I can feel it in their music. When I listen to a lot of music, I love music. When I listen to a lot of music, I don't feel that. Because you know why? Somebody else engineered it. Somebody else produced it. And somebody else wrote it. They just sung it. I don't get enjoyment just listening to somebody just singing that song. Now, it's songs that people have wrote. And I said, that's a great song. But when I see the artist, I don't really get the passion from the artist. I get it from the person that wrote it. And a lot of stuff is cryptic. There's another thing about being cryptic and we trying to decipher each other, and we going farther away from who we are and who we want to be with each other. I watched Rocco's Modern Life on Netflix. It was a revamp of like a 45 minutes, and it's a cartoon that I grew up in the 90s. I thought it was like such as a cartoon, a silly cartoon. So as I got older, I started realizing this was for people that probably got high. This was for the teenagers or something of that nature. But then I remember if I'm a kid watching it, I want to watch it again. What I'm going to see? Well, I'm not the child that accepted transgender, homosexuality, harlism. Like the harlot spirit is called harem. Look up HAREM and read about it. And it's so much that they put into these cartoons, even Mickey Mouse. Superman, I was watching, I didn't know what it mean, but I felt a certain way. Superman was beating up the Japs. I was like, the Japs? Why are you calling them Japs? Like, if they Japanese, why are you not saying the Japanese? Then I learned Jap to them is as calling us it's not the same, because that nigger is still the worst word, but calling them Jap is as calling them nigger. I was saying, dang, so in a cartoon, calling them, punching the Jap, Superman, knocking them the hell out. It was invading. So Superman, they had Superman being political. He was fighting the Japs. He thought he was doing a good cause. See, the person that wrote that know what was going on. We the children, we think he fighting bad. So they even tried to make the Japanese bad. But then they put the imagery in to make African descendant men demonized. And the one thing I find that I haven't found yet, even with my mother, I had the other day, I was talking to my mother. This was the third time. I always do 3, 4. Sometimes I do 8 times. It was a good amount of times. Not the third time. But I say the third time because it was strong these 3 times. It's been with my mother my whole life. I'm 36. I said, my mother, one of the ladies. She's one of the women. And what I mean by that, I don't think women truly think that they have nothing to do with the wrong of how the race is being translated. Let's say that again. I don't think the same race women have any understanding or logic I don't think they really compute that they had some wrong within why we this way. Because it's baffling. They talk about men, but then I would say, I don't get this. Y'all talk about every other race has they better, but I said peep game. If every other race is better, don't they make their woman better? And then they say, well, black men, quote unquote, because they say we're black, go and date their race, treat them better. I said, no, they don't. They treat the woman. Every man gonna treat the woman good. He can hate the race. Especially every other race can hate and demonize African descendant men. And I'm learning that a person is, like we say, reverse racism. A person that's world interracialized, intermingle at any point in their life, they was racist towards their same race. That mean their own family and their brothers and sisters. I look at your brothers and sister first. I don't look at outside. I don't care how you treat me. Because if you treat me, a man that's literally helping you, bad because of what another same race man did, I question you. You know why? Because I wasn't that man. So what I first do is look at her brother. And I say, how does she treat her brother? Because if she so easily to call me a nigga and say she hate me, and I'm the same, and just like helping her, or just open, or because she been hurt by, maybe her brother hurt her, that would be understandable. But then if the brother or the men in her family that helped her didn't hurt her, why do she have a whole demeanor of hatred towards me? And as I see it, when I hear some women talk, I say it's cool. I stop talking because I end it with, it seems as you just hate me. You hate me for everyone, every skin same race man that done some type of hurt to you, and you just threw me in a pile with them. You just said I'm part of the problem. I'm the root of your problem. So going out of your race is going to make it better because somehow they treat you better. But remember, that's still only the same amount of percentage. But if you go in the area that desire African descendant women, I don't care what race, you're going to feel love. That's what I told her. If I go to an area they not care about what color of man I am, and they just see, wow, he's actually, I know what they saying. Oh, he's smart, or he knows some information. He not a stupid nigga. I know what they saying behind my back because they tell me. I hear it from the people. I hear it walking by. Because I'm tall. I guess things echo. I'm being funny with that. Things echo out the wall a little different when you're tall. And you can hear everything for some odd reason. Maybe I'm not nosy. I don't care. I'm in my house. I don't bother people. I don't do anything. I stay in my place. I stay in my lane. I don't bother people. People invite me to stuff. I say, hey, I made something. You want something? They might say no. They're not used to the foods that I eat. So I cook everything though. People like, oh, you cook? I didn't know I wasn't. Oh, and then they like, oh, they taste it. I can see their face. And they taste like, oh, it's actually good. Yeah, I was around. I told you I grew up with my mother, the quote unquote mama's boy, the one who said can't teach me to be a man, but can show me how to be a respectable man. And that's gonna be always my motto. I don't know where I got that from. Maybe I came up with myself. My mother can't teach me to be a man, but she can teach me how to be and show me how to be a respectable man. She can't teach me to be a man, but she can show me how to be a respectable man. And that's all I am. It's respectable. But you have to respect yourself. Because I remember calling my sister the B word with the Missy song. You probably heard this one. My mother would say, what you say? And as I said it again, bow, before I got to finish it. She showed me in her way, because she was a woman. She couldn't just say, yeah, don't take me. Like what my father said, my father did, he did it in the father way. He said, oh, you like that song because they cuss. I said, no, it's the Onyx song, Let the Boys Be Boys, Slam, dun dun. And it wasn't even, but the versions I heard wasn't so much because they was the regular, the censored versions because it was on TV. And then I heard the radio. Of course, the radio version, the album version had a cuss word, but I didn't hear the cuss word. Even when I listened to the song, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear the cuss word in the song. It was I'm a big boy standing. It was showing my strength. I'm a young man. I stand in my own pants. I take my own wee. I can pee in the toilet. That's how y'all thought. Like, I can iron my own clothes now. I can brush my own teeth. Nope. My mother ain't hovering over me. My father ain't watching me, not watching me. I thought I was like, you see that growth? I'm not hovering over you. She wasn't hovering over me no more. She showed me. Just as now. She showed me. My mother think I'm a hoe. I get, the toilet seat get more vagina than me. But I want the toilet seat because I hope she secrete all her bodily fluid out of her the correct way. I hope so. So I'm not mad at that. But my mother didn't raise me that way. And she didn't raise me that way. I never got excited about that. I never carried myself that way. But a lot of men won't tell a lot of young men that. We think that's power. We think that's cool. We got to fight. Even the young women. You got to look a certain way. You got to get a man to... No, you don't. You ain't got to give him no sex. A lot of men don't even want sex. I can talk about sex all day. That don't mean I want sex. Just because I talk about sex, I just might want to see you naked. Or then if I don't never see you naked, I'm good. If you don't give me sex or I don't see you naked, I'm not mad if I interacted with you. What makes me mad is the things you say afterwards. Lady I dated did nothing show up. I know I'd said and done things that may not have been so pretty to her. But I never did it in a way, and it's more if I was talking to her. I never said, oh, come here, B word. Or when we was mad, that's why you a B-I-T-C-A. That's why you slept. I never done that. I would say, see, that's not working. Let's try something different. This don't make sense. I don't understand that. This is why I feel this way. This is what I already been through. That's what I was saying to her. But I wasn't going to tell somebody, see, that's why nobody want to be with her. She been with all these dudes. I never brought up the fact of how many men, and I knew. But then I got to the point. I learned that I can't accept things. If someone you with is not willing to accept things about you or the women you around, don't accept. You don't have to accept nothing. It's your choice. Remember, you got choices. We all can make choices. Your path, your journey, your choice. What you say unto you first. What you do unto you first counts first. But anything outside of you is done. That don't matter. But if you don't do it to you, I'm not flustered that, okay, I don't, like a man try to argue about, oh, I thought you don't drink. I took a shot of this red type of liquor. It was pink. I never had it. I asked the dude, he said it was sweet, and it was sweet. He count that as drinking, but I don't drink. If you count having, let's say my average, when I did from 21 to 34, 33, 35, and 36, I'm going to say 2 years. My stomach started, it was like 2 years ago. So like up to, like, say to 33. So like 3 years. From 21 to 33, I average 2 cups of liquor or glasses, whatever you want to call it, a year. If you're going to call me a drinker, that's a drinker. I guess I'm a drinker. But then it was things that he had no knowledge of, and him saying he just don't know, he wouldn't say it. And then people try to, and this is one thing I hate, when people try to say, not say, I don't want to be right, I want to hear the truth. They trying to say you're what's the word? You're not, I hate the word, I'm not guidable. I hate the word teachable, or trainable. I feel like that's more of a slave tone or underlining. So they want to say that's not the truth. I just will not listen to you. If you telling me information I already know, I say, okay, I agree. But then when you say outside of the realm, and I know how I've took the time out to at least learn the basis of it, I can say that's not true or understand what really happened. So if you tell me this dude is a known for this, and I've known him my whole life, I seen him do certain things, but I'm saying, no, I seen him do certain things, but he didn't do that. People say, well, you can't justify. I'm like, I'm not justifying that. I'm trying to get it correct, so I don't want somebody else's persona of me it should come from me. So if you telling me this girl is this and that, I don't care. I want to know for myself. And such as, I probably seen it already for myself. But you telling me about someone, that's not help. That's not who I see. That's not who I'm looking for. I'm looking for the person that is almost the opposite of what you're talking about. I'm looking for the person for I can see. So I wouldn't know if that's really about her. Then when I tell her, and I tell a lot of the women, the accountability and actions, but at the same time, if you don't care for the same race, stop focusing on us. And that's what I'm about to get to the point, man. Like I said, when I do studying, I don't talk about it. So if I talk about grants, it'd be incomplete. But I can make separate parts. But I don't even have enough information on grants because I only did it once. I went to a class about grants, and I gotta do it again because it was so long. Because in that time I was doing studying for nursing, so studying the nursing and trying to learn the grants when I already had grants, but I wanted to know about more grants. But I should have just, as I am now, I'm in the field where I'm doing nursing, but I have time to do it because I'm just working. I'm not studying for the nursing. Now I could go get the grants and learn what grants I can use so when I can further and become a stronger nurse and to get the information I need for my enterprise or business or company or corporation, whatever I'm going to call it. Not sure which one I'm going to utilize yet. And learn that. Learn about the law. If you set up your own business, you should have a business account. If you make money for doing computer designs or you work on for yourself, like in privacy and have a business account. So when you get paid, you put that money in your business account. And when you need to withdraw money, you take it out. I know that. That's the most simplest in the business world. That's the most simplest thing you can do. Is pay your business first and take the money from the business. The money that's left over that after you paid off the people, if you had to utilize machines, if you had to hire people, different things, pay off your business first and then use the money for everything else. Because you want your business is the same. If you have to live from door to door or car to, it's pay your business first, no matter what. Because when that finally hit and it's whatever comes, it caps off and say, oh, now I got an income. Now you're reaping the rewards. But we got to get to that point where, as a whole, as I learned as a diaspora comes from a Jewish name, but the original word means to scatter. So we've been scattered across the world. So the whole African descendant, quote unquote, black diaspora in America or Africa, we've been scattered to the point we don't know who we are. That means we've been like as nomads. We just traveling people, and we always been that. We never, and that's the worst part to explain. And I had to learn this, and the spirits said it, and it showed me. We never had a homeland. Nobody on this earth had a homeland. Everybody was just moving around. Then you had people that chose that area. Cool. But it wasn't no law to go there. They was receivable. But as the world changed and we demonized and we criticized, stigmatized all these eyes and isms, then it became a worse world. Then we start calling them iniquities. That makes sense. Then they introduced people that had their own spirituality to religions, to different way of culture, and that wasn't their culture. They had a culture. They say, well, that's cool to know how to do this, but let's keep that in our culture. And that's what we got to get back to. Is get back to a culture of loving each other, wanting to be and I say things and it may seem like a victim mentality or undefeated. No, but it's in the truth. If I'm not receiving that love, that's not a victim. I'm not crying. I'm not showing that I don't care. I don't receive it. If I'm not receiving it, I can't put too much into it. So and you will have things saying, well, you should protect, don't matter what. Protect what? Who I'm protecting? Besides my family. And if we don't have family, if we don't have each other, we have nothing. And it's going to be repeated on skip or replay until we unite and unify, we will be nothing. And until then, you have a great day. Thank you for listening and watching. Enjoy your family. Be a family. And I appreciate you. You, my family, everybody in my family that come take part, that listen, that comment. Appreciate you. Shout out to everybody. My brother David, my brother Derek, my sister Miss Stuckey. So, and if I'm forgetting somebody, I love everybody. Miss at Rain and Woman BMT. I say BMT hashtag We All We Got. MOT Man of Tomorrow. We got Gab Talk. We got Derek C. Williams. We got Mrs. Eats. We got Mrs. Ashley Williams, no relations. Derek, no relation. Then you got Mr. Cortez. Then all the people that comment, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for the family, not the following, the family, because we on to one. That's our goal, is to become one on to one. You have a great day. And I want to use a word that's great upon us. And shalom means nothing missing, nothing broken.